Well, good evening. It is October 30th, 2023. I'm glad that you were able to join us for our show this evening. We have a couple of guests that will join us in a few minutes, but I wanted to take our opening time to share a concept or two with you, and then we'll again have a chance to talk to our guest for today. But what I'd like to share with you, see if I can, is this winning strategy, which is again talking about what it all takes to try to be the best person you were meant to be, as well as some of the components of being successful and what that looks like. I've often shared with people that I think the most important word in the English language is the word and, um, because I think often we think it's or, but it's really and it's really bringing a lot of things together, especially as you try to look at what it takes to be successful. It's going to be a fair amount of things you're bringing together. And what this is trying to highlight is that there's a part of us that, as best we can, we need to try to be selfless in what we're doing. We also need to be focused on trying to find out what the truth is, and more importantly, tell people what we understand the truth to be, and that we need to embrace our potential and our capacity. We also need to understand that geography makes the world a difference. And it's important for us to recognize that every place that we're in will not always afford us the opportunity to be the best person we were meant to be. And what's important is that we plan forward. Often, a lot of us spend a lot of time trying to plan backwards and trying to undo the stuff that's been done. But again, that has a date and time that's in the past, and we need to spend some time focused on what lies ahead of us. So again, going back and looking at these five things is that as we look at being selfless, we need to think about what is our legacy and what do we want to leave as things that are important for us to have an impact. Secondly, that we want to make sure that the truth is something that's focused and our focus for us, and that we want to make sure we tell no more lies to ourselves, as well as any lies to others. And we want to accept what exists, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. And we need to also embrace our potential and capacity, recognizing that we need to manage what our possibilities are, as well as our abilities, and embrace that and find a way to celebrate that. And again, as we said earlier about the geography, is making sure we align the people and places and things in our lives toward that focus on being successful. And then last but not least, we concentrate on what will be, that we plan forward, and we talk about what can be, will be, and more importantly, what must be. So again, we'll incorporate that into our conversation with our guest a little bit later, but wanted to highlight that for now. Again, I wanted just to highlight that when we're planning for success, we're trying to answer 6 different questions: the who, the what, the where, the when, the how, and the why. And often, first, we have to, when it comes to who, we have to believe it's us. Often, we ask the question and we look around, and we really need to look into the mirror and to say that the who that we can control the best is ourselves. And we can inspire others and motivate others, but the person we have control over is ourselves. So that who question should easily be answered. It's me. It's you. And what we need to do is to have a sense of humor and possess humility. That life often has a tendency to give us some real challenges. But often, if we're just able to have a sense of humor, which means just that we just don't take things seriously or all too seriously, and we have a sense of humility that we recognize that we're no worse, no better than the next person. Again, we've talked about the where and the geography. We have to be very careful of what we pick out as our pathway, because that makes a world of difference. And we'll talk to Samia in a few minutes, talking about her plan and what her geography looks like, as well as Selena, who's already gone down that path that Samia is working on. But just understanding the critical nature of us being able to decide where we're going to try to be successful is such an important part, because often our plan is not the issue. It's where we do it. I was reading something today about the actor John Goodman, and you may remember him from The Husband and Roseanne. And so he went to Missouri State University when he first started. He went there as a football player. Before he ever had a chance to play his first football game, he tore his ACL. So he wasn't able to play football. But he just happened to find out about their acting school, and happened to be aware of a play that was going on. And I think you can all recognize the rest is history. So often the geography, we may be in the right place, but there may be something else, another thing that we were meant to do. But just often to be mindful that we may think, this is it. I'm here to be a football player. But reality, sometimes life is going to give you an alternate circumstance to work on. But again, you can still be successful where you are, but you may have to consider doing something different. For a lot of people, they would pack their bags and they would leave and never come back. And I was reading that at his alma mater, where I think he graduated with a bachelor's in fine arts, there's an amphitheater that carries his name. And recognizes his contribution to that university. But again, all because he was able to realign the circumstances and understand he was in the right place, but he was supposed to be doing something different now that he had that challenge. And again, when we need to ask and answer the question, and what's important is we develop, and more importantly, that we sustain a plan, that we understand we have to stay the course. And how? Often the challenge that we have in trying to be successful is that there are going to be some strong interactions and exchanges. The things are going to get a little bit, complicated, and there are going to be some courageous conversations that we need to have with others, and others need to have with us. And we're going to need to have the ability to be able to tolerate that. And why? Because we're on a journey, and we should be, working to discover who we are meant to be. And what our purpose is, understanding we're going to have some challenging life events along the way, but they're not supposed to change us. They're supposed to challenge us and remind us to recommit to the purpose that we were sent here to do. So again, these 6 questions should bring us closer to what we're trying to accomplish and not further away from them. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and introduce our guests this evening. So we first have Ms. Samia, and so I'll bring her on. 1 second here. And then also we have Selena Mack, who, 1 second here. Here we go. Who is a registered nurse. And we want to talk first with Samia. And so, Samia, why don't you tell us a little about who you are and what you're trying to accomplish as you look at your life and what lies ahead. So go ahead.
Well, my name is Samia. Oh my God.
So let me help you out if I can. So Samia, do you mind sharing how old you are?
I'm 21 years old.
Okay. And so tell us a little bit about what you're trying to accomplish at this stage in your life.
Just be a better me. I'm about to start nursing school. And just trying to accomplish being a good mom too. So
sure. How many kids do you have if you don't mind sharing?
Just one.
Just one. How old is that? Just one?
He'll be 3 on the 28th of November.
Okay, very good. And nursing. Why did you choose that?
I started off as a home health aide. And like I like caring for people. Like that was just, like I don't know, I just started doing it. I started off with my grandma first. And I was comfortable. Like I just, feel like something that like I really could do. And then that's when I had got into dental. I think you know about had got into dental school.
All right, so you went from a.
I thought.
Wait a second. Hold on. You went from a home health aide.
Yes.
To then you want to be a dental assistant.
Dental assistant. Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to be.
Well, I became a CNA.
Okay.
After that, a couple months after being a dental assistant.
Did you finish the dental program?
Yes, I did.
All right. So you're just like gaining a lot of credentials along the way here.
Yeah, it's just trying to figure out what I really
want. What was the dental credential that you got?
What do you mean?
What is it? What is that? What is the title of the credential that the dental program gave you? Is there
dental assistant?
Oh, all right. So you're a dental assistant plus a CNA.
Yes.
Okay, and now you want to be what?
A nurse.
A nurse. And you're 21 already.
21.
Wow. Okay. All right, and we're sure about this now.
Yes.
All
sure.
Right. So when you how is this sure different than you wanted to be the dental assistant? Is this more sure, the same sure?
I feel like it's more sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. More sure. Because
right.
Okay.
So where are you at in your journey to be a registered nurse? So what stage are you at?
School. I mean, I'll be going back to school December.
Good.
To start LPN, that's licensed practical nurse.
Okay.
And then after that, I will be applying for RN. I think the program for like the bridge program for LPN to RN is like a year or 2. I'm not sure. But right now, school.
Okay. So, Miss Selena, I know you've been providing some coaching to Miss Samia because you've already pursued that. So why don't you just tell people about your background, and then I have a question for you about Samia's plans.
Okay. So, hello, my name is Selena. Currently a registered nurse, bachelor prepared registered nurse. I first started kind of like Samia. I started out as a licensed cosmetologist, did that in 2008. Hair salon. Wanted to do more. So I went and did an accelerated bachelor's of human services degree, which was an accelerated program. It was a high school diploma to BSN in human services. And then I wanted to just learn more in that field. So I became an ABA therapist. Wanted to do more. As I stated before, I was sitting in a meeting with Dr. Williams one day. We were talking about the 4 M's. And, Dr. Williams was just asking everybody in the meeting, like, well, what do you want to do? Like, what else? We have to, we should continue education. But I want to be a nurse. And then I applied to nursing school. I applied to Gwinnett Mercy, got accepted. I did my prereqs first, which, my sciences were very old, so I had to do prereqs. And then I did the accelerated BSN program and graduated in August of 2022. Took my state boards November of 2023. 2022. And now, registered nurse. Specialty is psychiatric nursing, also skilled nursing doing wound care. and I love it. I can say I love it.
So as you listen to Samia's plan for her future, what were your thoughts about what she was sharing?
So I want to say she has a very, very fortunate position that she's in as being a, and I'm gonna tell you why. When I started my nursing school journey, I had no idea what they were talking about. I didn't know blood pressure. I didn't know what bradycardia was, tachycardia. I didn't know anything. It was like speaking English to me. So because she has that CNA background, that patient care background already, that will place her in a great position to be comfortable, especially in clinicals. That is where you get your hands-on experience. So I think that her journey is, starting out great. She's very open to engagement. We have met over the phone a few times, just discussing how serious it is, how focused you have to be, and just like we are going to make a plan for every week that we're learning something, and she's going to be like honestly quizzed as a nurse, because you have to do that. There's no way you can just kind of start a nursing program not have some kind of foundation of what to expect. Very intense, even though it's an LPN program, that does not mean anything. It's just the scope of practice that that's different, but the systems, the body systems, the exams, they are very intense. So she definitely has a great start.
Mm-hmm. So I shared something earlier, and hold on a second, and would love your thoughts about what I shared. As you look at what, I think you said some of these things already, that I think that, the role of being selfless as a medical person, and really putting your patients first, is I'm sure paramount. You want to make sure you tell things as they are, not the way you want them to be. If you did something right or you did something wrong, or there's something that the client or the patient may have, again, you want to make sure that the truth is there. You want to just embrace what you do know, and I think you use the term scope of practice. You want to make sure that you understand there's a role for an LPN, there's a role for an RN, there's a role for a nurse practitioner, there's a role for a doctor or a physician's assistant, and just being mindful of what your potential incapacity is in the system. You want to make sure, I'm sure as you would agree, that you choose the right place to practice, and because not every place is equal. And again, as you said earlier, that there's a plan. So I would hope, you would agree, Selena, that, these are the things that you're going to keep reminding her of, that this is going to be help her to be the best person she can be, and that these things are universal. So whether she's trying to be a mom or she's trying to be an RN, these things are universal, and they don't have to be separated out. But I'd love your thoughts, Selena, as you look at what's on the screen there, and then also your thoughts, Samir, after Selena.
Yes, I agree 100%. My thoughts on it being the best me. Um, you are servicing people. You can't look at race, religion. You have to service people, and you have to be selfless. Should be selfless when approaching this type of career. And I say that to say there will be days where it's hard. There will be days where you may not know. It's okay to not know, but it's not okay to not find out. And the thing about it is that's why we, getting into fellowship, even and there's fellowship because you have to. If the LPN may not know something, then you want to go to the RN. The RN may not know something, the doctor, and just get more information. You have your focus should be patient care and the betterment of that person's health. They're at a vulnerable state, and they're depending on your care and your expertise. And sometimes, again, if you don't know something, find out. Don't say I don't know, and then leave it at that. Let me get right to you, Mrs. Such and Such or Mr. Such and Such. Because again, we want to provide quality service. Also, um, we look again going into. I know this is a different strategy, but part of just your 4M, even talking about the 4Ms plan that Dr. Williams created. Um, you know, if you're missing one of those, if you're going through something and you're missing one of those M's, there's a problem. Mentorship, mediation, mental health, and mapping, because that is a part of the nursing process. That is like kind of like the ad pie, which we call it in nursing, but just the 4Ms plan. You gotta, when you walk into a patient room, you have to know, you have to assess. 20 is a 20-second assessment for safety alone, not even about the patient yet. Just the environment. So you want to make sure all of those things are aligned so that you can again provide the best care and service to that patient. Um, but yeah, selfless. You should be as selfless as possible. Nobody's 100% selfless, but you should try your best to be as selfless as possible. And again, if you do something, it's best to just find out that information.
Good. So, Mia, as you hear this and you see this, what are you thinking?
Oh my god. I mean, like, my God. See, I can't. I really, I'm so nervous. I
Yeah,
really
it's okay.
like.
You're among friends.
Yeah, I really just, I don't know what it is.
Don't worry about it. So when you think about what you want to do and you listen to Selena, as you work with her for the last period of time, how are you feeling about what you want to accomplish, and how ready do you feel you are? And do you think any of these things, that you see on the screen that you've heard from Selena are making a difference for you as you're putting this plan together?
Um, yeah, like everything she said, basically, like being in the healthcare field, like you have to be selfless. You have to have compassion, patience. I know that's not listed up there for
Mm-hmm.
the five, but
Mm-hmm.
like being caring, being a caring person.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what really comes
Well,
with
but that's
being
part of being selfless, is being able to put someone
exactly.
ahead of you. So it's important. And to me, I have to give you your credit for for being 21 and having just continued to be on a journey for betterment. With your dental school, with the CNA, and with being a home health aide, that's phenomenal. And again, you're still very young, and so I think your best is truly yet to come. And so give yourself a tremendous, and then also on top of that, being a mom. Uh, so that's a lot. Um, and so
It
again,
is.
I'm sure there are times you feel challenged by that. But so what do you think about all you've accomplished so far in your 21?
I'm proud of myself. I'm really, really proud of myself because like life is hard.
Mhm.
Life is really, really hard. And all I can say is just like, yeah, I'm proud because like I've really been through a lot, and like I still have that like positive mindset,
Mhm.
like just to
And,
keep
you, and, you,
going.
and you're still smiling,
Yeah.
even though
Over
you have one tooth and you went to a dental school, but you still, that one
yeah.
tooth is shining bright.
But I can, I can say to me, like, let me explain to you the most important part of nursing. You won't believe this, but I'm telling you, as a nurse, a registered nurse now, um, given tons of patient care, when you have someone in their most vulnerable state and they are in that bed, your home health, we're going to start with your home health skills. That bed bath, okay? That checking on that patient, that just, are you hungry? Those basic things that we look at as minute are the biggest things when someone is in such a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
They don't know if the doctor's going to find more things. They don't know. They're not, they're in that bed. They wish they were home. They're not in their environment. They're in an unfamiliar environment with people coming in and out all day. That those skills that you already have, you're going to build upon those skills. But I don't want you to take that for granted or think that that is something that's the best position you can have as a nurse, giving that patient care.
Yep.
The doctors are there to diagnose. We are there to treat the patient. That's kind of how I look at it. They diagnose the disease, but we treat the patient. And so with that being said, just giving that, that bedside, that having those bedside manners, that bedside care, when somebody's just at a vulnerable state, you are going to understand so much when you reach your clinical rotation. And again, I'm going to walk you through. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard.
I got the feel of it for the
It's doable.
September.
I've done it.
Yeah.
And just your personality, just seeing you through, through hearing you through the phone, with us talking, and you have a very good personality. Starts there. Just being kind. We should just be kind because we should be kind. That stuff goes a long way when you are giving care to individuals in need.
That's good.
I'm
Samia,
proud.
what do you think about all that? Samia?
She's 100% right. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But I think what she's trying to remind you, Samia, is that the stuff you've already done is going to be really, really important.
Yeah.
And that it's giving you a very strong foundation. I often tell people when I started my doctorate in education, I started later in life. I was in my early 40s. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going back to school. And, how am I going to do this? And I was like ready to quit. And there was a wonderful faculty member, Dr. Rodney Ballou. And, I share with him, hey, I don't think I'm going to do this. And he said, Nat, I want you to understand, you're trying to read every book that's in the syllabus. I just want you to know, as a doctor of education, you just need to know that the book exists, and you need to know where to find it if you don't have the answer yourself. And so that was like a light bulb and a license to proceed that he gave, and I was able to move along a lot easier. So I think a lot of times we think it's bigger, and I think what Selena is trying to share with you, you have the cornerstones of a tremendous health and medical professional. You already have that already.
Right.
You're just going to build on that. And again, your personality, a lot of people would kill to be able to be as, kind and, gracious as you are. So just realize your best is truly yet to come, and you have a great infrastructure. And as she said, she's there to provide some support. I want to be very clear that I will provide no additional financial resources ever, ever again. No, but we are here to support you. We have like 25 cents more to give you. So we'll cut that check for you. But again, we are very proud to support you in what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
We'll be there for you. And again, I think it's a reminder to us all, that when they say it takes a village, this is what the village looks like. Those of us that are on the other side and helping people through, and not forgetting where we came from and what it took. And that's how we make the difference. And often you hear people say, we got to be the change we're looking for. And I commend you, Selena, because you're being that change, that we're looking for, and you're doing it, one person at a time. And that's how that's how the days come. And often that's how our contact comes, one person at a time, one day at a time. Yeah. And if we can, do something different each day. And I heard someone say yesterday that Eleanor Roosevelt had a saying that, you should do something each day that scares you. And I really think we should expand upon that, do something each day that makes something better for ourselves and for other people. We should just do something that changes us. And that, gets us out of being comfortable. And I think that's what Ms. Roosevelt was trying to say is, don't try to be comfortable all the time. Just keep growing. And again, Samia, what you've accomplished in, by 21 years of age is very, very commendable. We're really glad to be part of this journey.
Thank you.
And hopefully you can come back in the future and give us an update.
Yep. Hopefully by next year you'll have a job waiting for me.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's something wrong with the signal.
And to me, I did it at 37. At 37.
Wow.
So 21.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got a head start.
Mhm.
But I have a secretary now that filters my calls. So, when you call in, he's tied up in a meeting. He's been in that meeting for the last 9 months. Uh, but again, we're glad to be part of this with you, Samia.
Yes,
And,
thank you.
we're
I
here for
really
you.
appreciate
Good.
every single last one of y'all
Very
so
good.
much.
All right.
Even Miss Nitsa.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Miss Nita. Exactly. And I know we tried to pull this off a couple of weeks ago, but things happen at the time it's supposed to. So you're here tonight, and this is the way it's supposed to be. So it's all good.
Yeah.
But again, I thank you, Samia, for your sharing your journey. I thank you, Selena, for supporting her in her journey. It's really much appreciated and admired.
Say everything.
Very good. I'll let you guys go.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that provides us a really good overview of what the journey to success looks like and what people can do to help others as they begin the process to try to make their lives better. So I hope this has been information worth listening to. We'll be back next Monday at 8 p.m. So I look forward to you joining us again at that time. Thank you and take care.